Let's get into this voicemail. By the way, you can always leave me a message at 510-343-3640.
Hey, Brody, this is Hunter Patton from Salt Lake City, Utah, and I just wanted to know your thoughts and opinions on dealing with depression and anxiety in your early career and how to navigate your career and how to, I don't know, find out what your purpose is and where you go in life with very little knowledge and experience and kind of feeling overwhelmed with everything. That's my question. I appreciate everything you do, Brody. Go Sharks. Let's go. This is our season. We're going to win the cup at some point. Let's go.
I certainly hope so, Hunter. And first things first, thanks for calling in from Salt Lake City. It always amazes me the power of social media, things like YouTube, how I can reach people way outside Northern California, which has not always been the case in broadcasting, but it is now. Also, the topic and the point of your message, the fact that you would reach out. I literally said, I want this voicemail line. I want all my social channels to be about, sports, but also real life too. The fact that you have gone there with me, I definitely appreciate that. And I welcome this opportunity to share some background, share some opinion, maybe share some advice that might help you. Before any of that, let me just say that I'll give you some thoughts here, but if you need to, seek actual help from a trained professional, and that's actually kind of my first point here, help is a good thing. There is some stigma, and especially among young males, that, getting therapy, getting help, getting some mental resources, that's a bad thing. It's crazy because if physically you weren't feeling well, you'd go see the doctor. Or physically, if you wanted your body to perform a certain way, you might go get the help of a trainer. They'll get you in shape really fast. They know what they're doing. They're professionals. But for some reason, when our bodies on the inside mentally aren't right, that you wouldn't, seek some advice and some professional assistance just because of what other people might think or because you've been trained not to do it. I just kind of sense there in maybe your tone that you're really dealing with some things. And if you are, let me just advise you and say that help is a good thing. I want to state that from the start. But in terms of career, getting into something, stress, anxiety that it produces, a couple things I've learned over the years. The grass is always greener on the other side. I don't know what you're doing right now in life, but maybe some of the things you're looking at that you'd like to be doing, that you'd like to see yourself in 2 to 4 years down the road or 6 to 10 months down the road, maybe those things seem awesome to you and your life would be so much better if that were the case. And I'm just here to say that a lot of times we all tend to do this. We look at ourselves, we judge where we're at, and we perceive what somebody else is doing as much better, much more rewarding, much more valuable to society. It may or may honestly may not be that way. And that's kind of my next point here is I say that as somebody who I have a job where a lot of people look at it and me and think, oh, that must be the best thing in the world. You cover sports, you broadcast. You could do this in your sleep. You've been doing it for a long time. And some of those things, are true. I'm a little more comfortable now than ever before. I've got a lot of resources. I've made some friendships. I've got a lot of background in this area and these teams. But things aren't always as they appear. Just because somebody makes a job or what they do or who they are look easy, it does not mean that it's easy for them. Trust me on that. So maybe I'm guessing here, but maybe you're younger in life. You're trying to figure out what career path you want to do, what other people are doing. It's not always necessarily what you thought it was going to be. You should try things out. Me in broadcasting, for example, I interned. I worked for free for a while right out of high school. Then I took, several low-paying jobs, low-paying roles to get into this industry. But I could have always just backed out and said, all right, this isn't for me. But I tried it. I liked it. And fortunately, I'm a rare case where I stuck with it all these years and I never wanted to venture away. But I would highly recommend that if you got into something that you tried, you thought you might like, and you don't like it, just, hey, back out of it. No shame, no problem. maybe back out of it with a plan. Don't instantly quit on a Thursday. Figure out what's next while you're doing something else. That can always lower your pressure and stress to get on to whatever is next. And then lastly, let me just say this. Doing new things is hard. As you venture out and try new things, you talk about stress and anxiety early in your career, whether it's a new role, a new position, a new company, transitioning. All of those things are difficult. And let me give you a quick backstory here. I started my broadcasting career like in literally 1999, 2000. And by 2007, I got laid off as part of a, not a company-wide thing, but a group-wide thing. All of us, our show got canceled. It was done. And I spent the entire calendar year of 2008 out of television, out of broadcasting, and desperately was trying to get back into it with the right opportunity and situation. And I did. But when I got back into it in 2009, at the same job I have now, I put so much effort and stress and pressure into reestablishing because I saw how fast it went away the first time. I had a chip on my shoulder. I wanted to make up for lost time. I wanted to make sure that even though none of that was my fault, that it never happened again, that I really do this right and grab on tightly this next time around. My point in sharing all that is that I was overworked, overstressed. I mean, literally my job was my life 24/7, 365 for a couple good years until I finally felt like, all right, I'm back in this thing. I can actually take a breath and be healthy for myself and focus on other things that I like all over again. I'm just saying that even for somebody who had been broadcasting like I had for years, I knew the skills necessary. I knew what I needed to do. I got so tied up and tight in on being successful that I got completely, overworked and stressed out. So doing new things, even doing the same things, but doing them with a new company or in a new position, those are hard. And I don't want you to discount that. Again, kind of going back to my first point, if you need help because these things are hard, that's totally okay. In fact, it's highly recommended and endorsed. So I wish you the best of luck, and I thank you so much for bringing this up and giving me the chance to talk about it.